I'm on the Kristal Hart show, and I would say hi to everybody back in Ohio.
Today in New York City, we are at the final press conference with Kelly, the Ghost Pavlik, and Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins. Both of these gentlemen will be heading down to Atlantic City for the big showdown, which is Saturday, October 18th, Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City. For a little stat, you got Kelly, the Ghost Pavlik from Youngstown, Ohio, 26 years old with a powerful punch. On the other side, we have Philadelphia's Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins, 43 years old, but a seasoned veteran and crafty. I'm Kristal Hart. I will be reporting with Eddie Goldman here at BB King's, New York City, home of the Blues, for the final press conference.
We're here at BB King's in New York, a few days before the big fight, October 18th in Atlantic City. Kelly Pavlik, undefeated middleweight champion, but fighting at 170, officially a light heavyweight fight against the former middleweight and former light heavyweight champion, Bernard Hopkins. First of all, welcome back to New York. Good to see you again here.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Now, let me ask you about this fight. A lot of people view you as the favorite. You're in the prime of your career. Hopkins is a legend. Everyone knows one day he'll be in the Hall of Fame, but he's 43 and a half plus. When you prepare for this fight, do you look at the historical implications, the legacy and all that, or you just say, I have one fight and I just look at how am I going to win this fight with the guy in front of me?
You definitely look at the historical part of it. I mean, he's Bernard Hopkins and all he's accomplished, but you have to definitely at the same time look at it as a fight. You know, you got to throw a lot out the window, and believe me, I do that every fight. You know, when it was Miranda, well, he's a monster. Well, fight night, we threw that out. You know, so all these fights, once that bell rings, there's nothing in your head. It's you and that opponent and what you train for.
How have you prepared specially for Bernard Hopkins, knowing that, again, he is not really able to fight full force, 3 minutes of every round, but he's easily the craftiest guy that you have faced and one of the craftiest in modern boxing history?
Well, he is crafty, but, you know, the two Taylor fights, he was exposed on a lot of things. You know, Taylor in the first fight got dead tired in the 7th round. You know, he won every round leading up, and he still won some of them later rounds, but convincingly. But he got tired, and that's when everything turned around, you know, for Hopkins. That's how Hopkins made it a close fight. Craftiness, yeah, he is crafty, but that's when he uses everybody else's, you know, when they get tired, he uses that against them. With us, that's not going to happen. And also, a lot of fighters always go headhunting against Bernard. You know, Taylor landed a lot of right hands. A lot of fighters headhunt against him, and that's not what we're going to do for 12 rounds. You know, there's no headhunting, so the head will eventually be there.
Do you think on his part, when you say tired, because he always comes in top condition, he's known to be a real conditioning freak in the good sense, but is it the aging kind of conditioning? I'm giving you a hint, when you get older, you're not going to have the same reflexes and speed. Is it that kind of tired?
I don't know. All I can say is great fighter, yeah, and he must keep his body in great shape to perform the way he does at his age. But there's a difference between training, you know what I mean? Like my training, his training, and also, I mean, an average of 18 to 20 some punches a round, and you kind of have nothing left in the later parts of the fight. I don't know how big of a conditioning freak he is, you know. That's not a lot of punches, but he's still crafty and he still knows how to fight. Even when he is a little exhausted, he knows what to do.
That seemed to be what happened a few months ago with Calzaghe. He dropped him early, and he seemed to be beating him up early in the fight. And then Calzaghe, who is also undefeated, took over and won by, you know, points decision.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what happened. Calzaghe, you know, gave him the first couple rounds. You know, he just kept running into everything. You know, coming head first. You can't do that against Hopkins. That's when Hopkins will eat you apart. You know, but those are films that we watch. You know, we watched a little bit of Calzaghe. We watched a tiny little bit of Winky Wright, and we watched a lot of the right-handers that he fought.
Do you think much about the knockout? Because he's never been knocked out. He's been down a few times earlier. There's talk that I see people asking you about that. Is that on your mind?
Not at all. And it never is. I mean, being honest with you, against Gary Lockett, never thought about the knockout. You know, that's why we train so hard. I don't put my body through 8 weeks of, you know, demanding workouts and repetitious workouts to go in there and knock somebody out, you know, quickly or in the middle rounds. We train that way because we prepare to go 12 rounds with throwing a lot of punches and being in great shape in the later rounds. And even with Hopkins, I mean, we're going to go in there and we want to beat him convincingly. We want to outpoint him. I mean, outpoint him big. And if the knockout does come, then wow, that's a hell of a feat.
Now, this fight is at a catch weight of 170 pounds. Your middleweight titles are not at stake. What's going to be for the future in terms of defending them? Abraham was supposed to fight Raul Marquez. He pulled out, claiming that he had the flu and was sick. That's supposed to be rescheduled. What do you see? Because that fight will be, I think, supposed to be in about another month or two.
I have no idea. We still do have the belts. There's plenty of options at middleweight, including Abraham. And there still could be plenty of options up at the heavyweight. So, that all works out with the promoters and everything. My job is going on the 18th, take care of business and move on to the next one.
What buzz do you get with all the economic problems? It's been well documented how Youngstown really was abandoned by many of the corporations, and now with all the next round of layoffs, the credit crisis, and everything we're reading about on Wall Street, how is that going to affect it? Because you've always had a large, very vocal contingent come from Youngstown to your fights in Atlantic City and even elsewhere.
Oh no, we still have a lot of people coming out. I mean, people are really excited about it. I keep hearing, I'm still getting texts from just friends that have a bunch of their buddies coming. So there's going to be a good crowd here from Youngstown. I mean, that's one thing about them. No matter how bad the economy is, no matter how bad people are struggling right now, I mean, this is what they love to do. This is their joy. This is their time away from all the stress and everything that's going on in their life right now. So this is their getaway.
There was talk at one point getting a big fight for you in one of the baseball or football stadiums in Ohio. Do you think that's down the road in the immediate future?
Yeah, I think there's a possibility that happen. I definitely want to. I want to get back home and as close to home as I can. Even though I love fighting here in Atlantic City, this is like my second home, so I definitely would look forward to it.
All right. Did you tell us you have a website, MySpace, how people could follow you?
I have a website. It's www.teampavlik.com, and that's go on there and you can email, whatever. So leave messages.
After the fight, you'll get back to the website.
Yes, definitely after the fight.
All right, listen, good luck on the 18th. We'll see you down in Atlantic City.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank Top Rank, Mr. Golden Boy, and HBO for once again putting this fight together. Over and over, I mean, the two press conferences in a row now, same questions, same answers. Nothing's changed for this fight. On a comment that Hopkins made about somebody in the media saying about the knockout, I haven't in one fight ever predicted a KO. I don't train 8 hard weeks with a brutal workout regimen and put my body through what I do just to knock somebody out. I go in there to win 12 rounds, and if the knockout comes, that's great. But I'm definitely ready. I mean, this is my chance now. Bernard, he's a legend. He's had a great career. He's going to go down in the books as the greatest middleweight. I have a goal, the same thing, and that's why I train the way I do, I want my legacy to be great also. And I'm not done yet, and by going in there and beating a Hopkins is an imprint right there. I'm ready to go. It's going to be an exciting show. I think everybody's coming to fight, and I'd like to thank everybody for attending, so take care.